Hey there, coin hunters. Ever heard of turning a penny into a fortune? No, I'm not talking about some magical stock investment. I'm talking about an actual penny that could be worth, drumroll, please, $2.2 million. Yep, you heard that right. A single copper coin from 1971 could make you a millionaire overnight. And the best part? It might be sitting in your pocket or coin jar right now. Before you rush to check your couch cushions, let's dig into the story behind this tiny treasure. Stick around, because I've got tips on how to spot this rare gem, and trust me, you don't want to miss the chance to cash in. Okay, so here's the deal. The 1971 Lincoln penny is a pretty common coin. You probably have a bunch of them lying around. But there's a specific version of this coin, the one without a mint mark, that has collectors going absolutely nuts. Why? Because it's insanely rare. Let's break it down. Most pennies from 1971 were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. If your coin has a little D or S below the date, sorry, it's not the one. But if there's nothing there, no mint mark at all, you might just be holding a piece of history. Here's the kicker: this particular coin isn't just rare, it's practically mythical. Legend has it that only a handful of these pennies exist, and when they do pop up, collectors are willing to pay big bucks. How big? In one recent auction, a pristine 1971 no-mint mark penny sold for a jaw-dropping $2.2 million. That's not just coin money, that's life-changing money. Let me tell you a quick story. A buddy of mine once found a rare penny in his grandpa's old coin collection. At first, he thought it was just a rusty old coin, but after some research and a little patience, he sold it for enough to pay off his student loans. Now, every time I see a penny, I can't help but inspect it like a detective on a mission. So, what makes this coin so special? Well, it's all about mistakes. Coins like this are usually the result of a minting error, and collectors love flaws. Think of it like a Picasso painting with an accidental smudge. It's unique, and that makes it priceless. First, grab your coins and a magnifying glass. Look for a 1971 penny with no mint mark under the date. Next, check its condition. The closer it looks to brand new, the better. Collectors pay a premium for pennies in mint or near mint condition. Finally, if you think you've hit the jackpot, get it authenticated by a professional coin grading service. And hey, even if you don't find the $2.2 million penny, don't lose hope. There are tons of other rare coins out there just waiting to be discovered. This could be the start of your very own treasure hunt. So, there you have it, folks. The 1971 no-mint mark penny could be your golden ticket, well, copper ticket, to millions. But you'll never know unless you start looking. Now, here's the deal. If you want more tips on spotting valuable coins, flipping them for cash, and living your best coin collecting life, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. I've got tons of tricks up my sleeve to help you turn spare change into serious cash. And hey, share this video with a friend who's always leaving pennies behind. You never know, they might just owe you a cut of the fortune. Until next time, happy hunting, and may your change always be full of surprises. Alright, let me ask you something. Have you ever looked at a penny and thought, this little copper coin could change my life? No. Well, it's time to start squinting at your spare change, because one tiny, unassuming penny from 1972, yes, a penny with no mint mark, could be worth up to $2 million. Yup, you heard that right. $2 million. Hi, I'm Jack, your friendly coin enthusiast, here to make you rethink that jar of coins gathering dust on your shelf. Today, we're diving into the fascinating story of the 1972 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. By the end of this video, you'll be running to your piggy bank like it's the lottery. Now, let's break it down. Most pennies minted in 1972 were made in Philadelphia, which didn't stamp a mint mark on their coins back then. So, technically, every 1972 penny from Philly is a no-mint mark penny. But here's the kicker. There's a very specific error on some of these pennies that makes them insanely valuable. It's called the double die obverse. Sounds fancy, right? What it means is the design on the front of the penny was accidentally stamped twice during production. Look closely, and you'll see Lincoln's profile, the words, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty" looking slightly blurry or doubled. It's like your penny had one too many drinks at the mint. Now, you might wonder, okay, but why would anyone pay $2 million for this? Well, it all comes down to rarity. Out of billions of pennies minted that year, only a tiny fraction had this double stamping error. Coin collectors love rare finds like this. It's like finding a unicorn, but, smaller and copper-colored. And here's a fun fact. Back in 2019, one of these pennies sold at auction for over $2 million. Imagine being the person who sold it. You'd probably start paying for coffee with pennies, hoping to strike gold. Copper, again. Here's a little story to make this real. A buddy of mine once found an old penny in his couch cushions. He got all excited, thinking it might be a rare one. Spoiler alert, it wasn't. But the experience got me into this hobby. I started checking every coin I came across, from grocery store change to coins I borrowed from my grandma's stash. No $2 million pennies yet, but hey, it keeps life interesting. And who doesn't love a good treasure hunt? Alright, here's the practical part. If you have a 1972 penny, grab a magnifying glass or your phone's zoom feature. Check for doubling on the front of the coin, especially around Lincoln's profile, Liberty, and In God We Trust. If it looks like your penny had a shadow, congratulations, you might be holding onto a small fortune. And condition matters too. The shinier and less damaged the coin, the higher its value. So if your 1972 penny looks like it went through a lawnmower, well, it's probably not the one. So, what did we learn today? Your pocket change might just be hiding a retirement plan. But hey, even if you don't find that magical $2 million penny, you'll still have a fun new hobby and maybe a few extra bucks from selling other collectible coins. Have you ever thought a plain old penny could make you a millionaire? Well, buckle up, because today we're talking about the 1976 Mint Mark Lincoln penny that's worth a jaw-dropping $1.8 million. That's right, a penny that could buy you a mansion, a luxury car, and still leave you with enough change to tip your barista. Before you run to grab your penny jar, let's dive into what makes this coin so special, how to spot one, and, most importantly, how you might just have one sitting in a drawer. First, let's talk about what makes this little copper beauty so valuable. The 1976 penny isn't just your run-of-the-mill coin. Somewhere along the way, a minting error created a rare variation, making collectors drool like they just saw a buffet of solid gold. This error? A double die strike. That means the lettering or details on the coin appear slightly doubled. Think of it like a coin with a shadowy twin. Now, here's the kicker, this isn't just any double die penny. The 1976 is extra rare because it also has pristine condition going for it. Graded as MS 67, that's coin talk for, pretty much perfect. This little penny is one of a kind, literally. Only one has been found in this grade, which is why it's worth more than my first car, and my second, and probably my student loans combined. First, grab your magnifying glass. Don't have one? No worries, just borrow your grandma's reading glasses, it's basically the same thing. Look at the date. Does the 1976 look like it had too much caffeine and printed itself twice? Then check the mint mark, it should be crisp and clear. Any signs of doubling or unusual details could mean you're holding onto a jackpot. Now, here's a quick story to keep things fun. A couple of years ago, I was helping a buddy clean out his garage. We stumbled upon a coffee can filled with old pennies. Of course, my coin nerd radar went off, and I convinced him to let me take a peek. After hours of sorting through sticky coins, yes, there were literal cobwebs, I found, well, nothing close to $1.8 million, but we did find a penny worth $20. Let's just say, lunch was on me that day. The moral: you never know what treasures are hiding in plain sight. So, are you ready to dig through your change jars, junk drawers, and old wallets? That 1976 D penny could be your ticket to a life-changing payday. And even if you don't find the coin, who knows what other little treasures might pop up. If you're curious about more coins worth big bucks, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I'll be sharing insider tips, tricks, and stories to help you turn pocket change into serious cash. And hey, leave a comment if you've ever found a rare coin, or if you're just excited to start hunting. You're digging through your junk drawer or checking the couch cushions for loose change, and suddenly, bam! You stumble upon a penny that could make you a millionaire. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, wake up, because today, we're talking about the 1978 D Mint Mark Lincoln penny. Yep, you heard that right, a penny that's currently valued at an astonishing $1.7 million. Let's dive into the why, the how, and what makes this humble penny a VIP in the world of rare coins. And stick around because I'm also going to share a funny little story about how I almost tossed away a fortune. First off, let's talk about what makes the 1978 D penny so special. It's not just about the year or the D for Denver Mint. The magic is in the details, literally. These pennies were supposed to be mass-produced with pretty basic specs. But every now and then, the minting process goes a little haywire, and voila! You've got yourself an error coin. In this case, some 1978 D pennies have a unique double-die error, where certain parts of the coin appear doubled. Think of it like a blurry photo, except this one's worth millions. Now, why is it worth $1.7 million? Great question. Rarity and condition play a huge role. Only a handful of these error coins exist, and even fewer are in pristine condition. Collectors and investors go absolutely bananas for stuff like this. It's like finding a Picasso at a yard sale. Speaking of yard sales, here's my little story. A few years ago, I was helping my grandma clean out her attic, you know, the usual, sure, I'll help, what's in it for me, deal. She had this jar of coins that had been sitting there since the dinosaurs roamed the earth. As I'm sorting through them, I noticed a penny that looked kind of weird. It had a bit of a double outline on the date. Did I think much of it? Nope. I tossed it back in the jar like it was just another penny. Fast forward to today, and I'm sweating bullets thinking about what might have been. Moral of the story? Check your coins, people. If you're wondering how to check for this, grab a magnifying glass. Yes, you can pretend to be Sherlock Holmes, and inspect the date and lettering. Look for doubling or any unusual markings. And for the love of all things shiny, don't clean it. Cleaning coins can lower their value faster than you can say, millionaire. So, here's your homework. Go through your piggy bank, your car's cup holders, or that weird bowl of coins on your dresser. Who knows? You might already be holding on to a small fortune without even realizing it. And if you think you've got something valuable, get it authenticated by a professional coin grader. Did you know that you might be sitting on a $1.5 million gold mine, and it's not even made of gold? That's right, it's just a humble 1980 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. Yep, a plain old penny you might have used to buy gum back in the day could now buy you a mansion. Let's dive in to see why this penny is making waves and how you can strike it rich. So, what's the deal with the 1980 no mint mark penny? Well, most coins have a tiny letter under the date to show where they were made, Philadelphia, Denver, San Francisco, you name it. But in 1980, something wild happened. The US Mint forgot to stamp the mint mark on a few pennies. Oops. Talk about $1 million mistake. Now, before you flip over your couch cushions looking for one, let me break it down. Not every 1980 penny without a mint mark is worth millions. Cue dramatic music. The valuable ones are in pristine condition, think, fresh off the press. Coin nerds, oops, I mean numismatists, call this MS-65 grade or higher. That means no scratches, no smudges, and definitely no gum stuck to it. Here's a funny story. When I first got into coin collecting, I thought I struck gold with a no mint mark penny from my change jar. I was so excited I called my mom and said, "Pack your bags. We're moving to Beverly Hills. Turns out, it was just a regular 1980 penny from Philadelphia, where no mint mark is normal. Yep, classic rookie mistake, but here's the exciting part. A real 1980 no mint mark penny recently sold for $1.5 million at auction. Why? It was flawless and insanely rare. Rarity plus perfection equals serious cash. Think of it like baseball cards or sneakers. The rarer and better condition they are, the higher the price. So, how do you find out if you've got the jackpot penny? If there's a D or S, it's a no-go. If it's all scratched up, sorry, it's more piggy bank than bank vault. Professional grading services, like PCGS or NGC, will tell you if your penny is the real deal. Now, imagine this, you find a $1.5 million penny and sell it. What would you do? Buy a yacht? Pay off the house? Finally order guac at Chipotle without guilt? The possibilities are endless. If you've got coin fever like me, hit that subscribe button and join our growing community of treasure hunters. I'll be sharing more tips on spotting coins worth big money, from dimes that could pay for a dream vacation to quarters that might cover your kids' college tuition. Oh, and one last thing, don't forget to check your pockets. Your next big break might be jingling around in your spare change right now. See you in the next video, and happy hunting.
A simple penny, tucked away in your pocket or gathering dust in an old jar, could be the key to financial freedom. What if I told you one 1972 Lincoln penny, yes, the one without a mint mark, has sold for as much as $2 million? Now, here's the catch, these pennies are out there. They could be hiding in plain sight, waiting for someone like you to discover them. Do you feel that pang of, what if? Stick with me because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to identify this life-changing coin, and you might just kick yourself if you don't check your stash. Hey, if you're thinking, yeah, right. A penny worth millions? Next, you'll tell me my coffee mug is worth a Ferrari. Stay tuned because this isn't wishful thinking. This is real, and it's happening right now. First, let's talk about why this humble penny has become one of the most sought-after treasures for collectors and how its value skyrocketed to millions. In 1972, the U.S. Mint produced over 5.5 billion pennies in Philadelphia. Most of these coins were ordinary, pennies you'd toss into a fountain for luck. But hidden among these billions, there were a few extraordinary coins, minted with a rare error or unique characteristic. That no mint mark penny stands out because it was produced in Philadelphia, which typically didn't stamp a mint mark. However, the real kicker. Certain versions of this penny have a doubled die error. This means the images, like Lincoln's profile and the text on the coin, appear slightly doubled under magnification. Here's the scary part, many of these coins went unnoticed for decades. People spent them on gas, groceries, or tossed them into vending machines, never realizing they had a potential fortune in their hands. But what makes this penny worth millions? Why would collectors pay a jaw-dropping amount for something you might not even glance at twice? Hold on, because the answer will shock you. Quick question, when was the last time you actually looked at a penny? Not just to see if it was enough to round up a payment, but really studied it? If the answer is never, this might be the most expensive oversight of your life. So, what makes the 1972 no mint mark penny so valuable? It's all about rarity and demand. Only a limited number of these coins exist in pristine condition with the double die error. And when collectors see something rare, they're willing to pay astronomical amounts to own it. The highest recorded sale for one of these pennies was over $2 million. Imagine being the person who found that penny, an ordinary coin turned into a life-changing payday. Here's where the excitement ramps up. These pennies could be sitting in your home, your wallet, or even in the cushions of your couch. But collectors are snapping them up fast. Every day you wait is a day closer to missing your chance. Now, before you grab every penny in sight, let me tell you what to look for, because not all 1972 pennies are created equal. The tiny details make all the difference. If you miss these, you could accidentally spend $1 million coin. Use a magnifying glass and examine Liberty and In God We Trust. If the letters look doubled, you're holding a winner. The better the condition, the higher the value. A pristine penny is what collectors crave, and hey, if someone gives you weird looks for inspecting pennies under a magnifying glass, just tell them you're searching for your retirement plan. Here's the kicker: some people don't realize the treasure they've stumbled upon, and they sell it for far less than it's worth. So, in the next video, I'll reveal the biggest mistakes people make when selling rare coins, and how to avoid them. Don't be the person who looks back and thinks, I could have been a millionaire, but I didn't take action. Start today. That penny in your pocket might just change your life. Where we uncover the hidden fortune in everyday coins. Today, we're diving into a coin that could change your life, the 1978 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. Did you know one of these pennies recently sold for a jaw-dropping $1.8 million? Yes, you heard that right, almost $2 million for a single penny. But here's the kicker: most people don't even realize they might have one. Could you be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it? Stick around, because I'll reveal the exact details you need to know to determine if your 1978 penny is worth millions, or just 1 cent. Spoiler alert, it's all about knowing where to look. Now, before you say, a penny. Really? Just remember, one man's trash is another's ticket to early retirement. Let's set the scene. 1978 was a pivotal year for coin production in the United States. The Philadelphia Mint, known for producing coins without mint marks, created millions of these pennies. But here's the twist: not all pennies are created equal. Some of these 1978 pennies were struck with errors so rare they're now considered collector's gold. These errors can be as subtle as a slight misalignment or as significant as a doubling effect on the design. But the Holy Grail? The perfectly preserved no-mint mark penny. Here's the catch: time is not on your side. Every year, coins like these degrade, lose value, or get discarded by people who simply don't know their worth. Imagine unknowingly spending $1.8 million at a gas station. But wait, what makes this penny so special? Let's break it down step by step. The key lies in grading, a system that determines the coin's condition. The highest grade, MS 70, is the golden ticket. It means the penny is flawless under magnification. Coins in this grade are extraordinarily rare and highly sought after by collectors willing to pay a fortune. But here's the million-dollar question: how can you tell if your 1978 penny is a rare error coin, or just pocket change? Squinting at a penny right now thinking, is this lighting bad, or is my eyesight? Don't worry, we've all been there. The market for rare coins is heating up like never before. Collectors are actively searching for 1978 no-mint mark pennies, and prices are climbing. Waiting too long could mean missing out on your chance to cash in. You find the penny, you sell it, and suddenly your dreams of financial freedom become a reality. A vacation home, early retirement, or even starting a legacy for your family. It's all possible with just one lucky find. But what if I told you there's an even bigger secret about this penny? One detail that could add thousands to its value. Make sure to subscribe, because in the next video, I'll reveal the ultimate trick to maximizing your coin's worth. Before you go, take one action today: check your penny jars, wallets, and even that old coffee can in the garage. You could be holding a fortune in your hands and not even know it. That's right. What looks like loose change in your pocket might actually be worth up to $1.50 million. But here's the kicker: most people will never know they're holding one of the rarest coins in history. Could you be one of the lucky few? Stick with me, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, and you won't risk giving away your fortune in a handful of pennies. Let's start with a story. Imagine a man walking into a pawn shop with a jar of pennies, looking to trade them for a few dollars. But hidden among those coins was a 1979 Lincoln penny, one of the rarest and most valuable coins ever minted. That single penny sold for over $1 million at auction. Yes, one penny. Now, what makes this coin so valuable? It's not just the year or the mint mark. The secret lies in something most people wouldn't notice: a subtle minting error. These tiny imperfections turn an ordinary penny into a collector's dream. Think about it: how many pennies have passed through your hands over the years? Hundreds? Thousands? What if one of them was the key to a wealthy lifestyle you've always dreamed of, but don't get too comfortable yet, because there's a twist. If you don't know what to look for, you might spend that $1 million penny on a cup of coffee and never even realize it. And let's be honest, how many of us have actually taken the time to examine our pennies? Most of us can't even remember where we left our car keys, let alone check for minting errors. Alright, so here's what you need to know: the 1979 D Lincoln penny is rare because of its double die error and unique minting details. This error occurs when the coin is struck twice during production, leaving a slight doubling effect on key features like the date, the word liberty, or in God we trust. Here's the exciting part: only a handful of these pennies were ever minted, and even fewer have survived in good condition. That's why collectors are willing to pay astronomical amounts to own one. But there's a catch: condition matters. Coins in mint state, meaning they look almost untouched, are worth significantly more. So, before you go digging through your piggy bank, know this: even small scratches can reduce the value. Still, don't let that discourage you. Even moderately worn 1979 D pennies with the right errors can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Now, here's a question: if you found one of these rare pennies, would you know what to do next? Believe it or not, many people end up losing out on thousands of dollars simply because they didn't follow the right steps. Stick around, because in just a moment, I'll tell you exactly how to sell your rare penny for top dollar. By the way, did you know that penny collectors have conventions? Imagine walking into a room full of people talking passionately about copper coins. Now that's dedication. Alright, here's what you need to do if you think you have a valuable 1979 D Lincoln penny. Examine your penny closely using a magnifying glass or loupe. Look for doubling on the date, mint mark, and lettering. Check the coin's condition. The closer it is to mint state, the higher its value. Reputable services like PCGS or NGC can certify your coin's rarity and condition. This step is crucial to attract serious buyers. Platforms like Heritage Auctions or Great Collections specialize in rare coins and attract high-paying collectors. Rare coins like the 1979 D penny are only increasing in value as collectors scramble to complete their collections. Every day you wait could mean leaving money on the table. Now, you might be wondering, what other coins could be hiding in plain sight, just like the 1979 D penny? Let me tell you this: there are coins out there worth even more. But that's a story for another video. So, here's the challenge: go check your pennies today. That one small act could turn into the life-changing discovery you've been waiting for. Don't let the opportunity slip through your fingers. Your wealthy future might be closer than you think. Could a simple penny in your pocket make you a millionaire? Yes, you heard that right. A 1985 Lincoln penny with no mint mark has shocked collectors and investors, selling for over $1.3 million. Imagine finding that coin tucked away in your loose change. How would that change your life? Would you sell it immediately or hold out for even more? Stay with me, because I'm going to tell you exactly how to identify this rare gem and why it's so valuable. And trust me, you don't want to miss this. You might already own this penny and not even know it. Quick question: when was the last time you even looked at a penny before tossing it into your car's cup holder? Spoiler alert, after this video you'll be double-checking every single one. To understand why this coin is worth so much, let's dive into its fascinating backstory. In 1985, the U.S. Mint struck billions of pennies at their facilities in Denver and Philadelphia. Coins from these locations usually bear a tiny D or P mint mark under the date. But a handful of pennies from 1985 mysteriously lacked this mint mark altogether. This wasn't a mistake, it was a fluke of the minting process. And it's precisely this anomaly that makes the 1985 no mint mark Lincoln penny so extraordinarily valuable today. But here's the twist: it's not just the missing mint mark that makes this penny so sought after. There's another critical factor that could make or break your coin's value. I'll reveal that in just a moment. Now, let's talk about the numbers, because this is where things get exciting. Depending on its condition, a 1985 no-mint mark penny can fetch anywhere from a few $1,000s to well over $1 million. But here's the catch, it must be in pristine condition, known as mint state. Collectors are looking for coins with no scratches, no discoloration, and no signs of wear. So, before you start dreaming of that millionaire lifestyle, grab a magnifying glass and check your pennies carefully. And if you don't have a magnifying glass, don't worry, squinting works too, just don't let your neighbors catch you staring at your pennies like Sherlock Holmes. So, why the urgency? The market for rare coins like this one is booming, with auction houses reporting record-breaking sales almost every month. The longer you wait, the more you risk missing out. That penny sitting in your junk drawer could be the key to unlocking your dream vacation, paying off your mortgage, or even retiring early. But only if you act now. Alright, let's get down to business. How do you know if you have the real deal? First, grab your 1985 pennies and check for the mint mark under the date. No mint mark? Great, you've passed the first test. Now, look closely at its condition. Is it shiny with minimal wear? If so, you could be holding a fortune in your hand. But before you rush to sell, let me warn you, selling coins is an art. One wrong move could cost you thousands of dollars. In just a moment, I'll share the top 3 mistakes to avoid when selling a rare coin. Scene cuts to a dramatic close-up of a shiny penny on an auctioneer's podium. Here's the truth, not all buyers are created equal. Some are looking to lowball you, while others are willing to pay top dollar. So, how do you find the right buyer? First, avoid pawn shops, they rarely offer fair prices. Instead, get your coin authenticated by a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. Then, explore online marketplaces or high-profile auction houses to maximize your profit. Remember, this is not the time to call your cousin who once dabbled in antiques. This is serious business, and you want to deal with the pros. Imagine walking out of an auction house with $1 million check in your hand. Imagine the freedom, the possibilities. That's the power of understanding the value hidden in something as small as a penny. So, go check your jars, your drawers, even your couch cushions. Because your future might just be sitting there, waiting to be discovered. Have you checked your pocket change recently? Because one tiny, seemingly ordinary penny could change your life forever. Imagine holding a 1987 D mint mark Lincoln penny worth up to $1.1 million. Yes, you heard that right, a single penny. But here's the catch, not all 1987 D pennies are worth millions. So, how can you tell if you've hit the jackpot? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, and trust me, you won't want to miss this. Before we dive in, let's be honest, when was the last time you actually looked closely at a penny? Probably not since the last time someone told you, it's just a penny, who cares? Well, after this, you'll care a lot. So, why is this penny so valuable? It all comes down to errors. In 1987, at the Denver Mint, a rare mishap occurred during the production process. These errors created a handful of pennies that collectors would pay a fortune to own. One of these coins even sold for a staggering $1.1 million at auction. But don't start rummaging through your couch cushions just yet, there's something very specific you need to look for. First, let's talk about mint marks. The D under the date tells us it was minted in Denver. But here's where it gets interesting, the $1 million penny often has a barely noticeable error, like a doubled die or an off-center strike. These tiny flaws can mean the difference between a coin worth 1 cent and a life-changing windfall. Kind of makes you wish every machine at the mint had an oops moment, huh? Imagine if all your pennies were millionaires. Lincoln would definitely approve. And here's the part most people overlook, these errors can be so subtle that even experienced collectors have missed them. This means you could have a treasure sitting right under your nose without even realizing it. So, how do you figure out if your 1987 D mint mark penny is worth a fortune? Here's your checklist: look for doubling or odd distortions under magnification. Is the penny off-center? Does it look slightly warped? Rare coins often show unusual features, like tiny cracks or irregularities, but even if your penny checks all these boxes, there's one last step that could make or break its value, and it's something most people never think to do. Once you've identified a potential jackpot penny, you need to have it authenticated and graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. Without proper certification, your coin's true value may never be realized, and trust me, collectors won't pay top dollar for a coin that isn't verified. This step could mean the difference between a $100 sale and a $1 million payday. Now, here's the exciting part: there are still undiscovered 1987 D pennies out there. Every time you pass on loose change or throw a coin jar in the corner, you could be walking away from life-changing wealth. So, here's my challenge to you: go grab your coins and start looking. You never know, you could be holding the key to your dream lifestyle. And hey, if you find a $1 million penny, don't forget to send me a thank you card, or maybe just a small loan. If you found this video helpful, give it a like and subscribe for more tips on turning your spare change into serious cash. Who knows? Your next penny might just be worth $1 million.